Good evening, everybody. Matt Geary here for Geek Pride's Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign, The Legend of Our Sacrifice. With me tonight, we have Michael Staraval.
Good evening, everyone.
Wes as Valashil Nostius.
Hey, everyone.
Dave as Thomas Moonstar.
Evening all.
And Mark as Lance.
Hello there.
Hello there. Right. So, exciting times. Quick catch up from the last episode. You have found tunnels underneath the city of Dry Harbor. You have seen these huge, massive serpentine necks raising into the sky. You've been to the library and you've found out pretty much what this thing is. I think we were going to do a little bit more investigation into what it is and how to deal with it. So we're pretty much in the library at this moment in time. So from that point, go. So basically, it's a false Hydra, but you don't know what a false Hydra is, basically.
Does Thomas recognise false Hydra from any of his studies and whatnots in the past?
You can roll me a history check.
Check.
While I try and find some music to put on. 23. Okay. You're from Belmer, aren't you?
Yes. Yeah, right near the Eathlia border.
Yeah. So you're from Belmer, and you would have been you heard tales that have come in from militiamen and guards from the what's it called? What's your order called, Lance? What was the order?
Morningstar.
Morningstar, yeah, Morningstar. So you've heard tales of an incident that happened in a place called Waterside. One where Lance was there at the tail end. How much he saw is up to him to sort of explain to you and stuff. But there was mention of a serpentine, a multi-headed serpentine beast that was that had taken over the city, had embedded itself within the catacombs, not the catacombs, in the tunnels of the city, and had was feeding off its populace and using them as labor to extract it from. They extract it from the ground so it could move on.
Right. So by the sounds of it, the dig site that they've all been heading to is potentially a weakness point for it.
You don't know.
No, I'll muse that out loud to the party at large. And just say, from what I can remember, and from tales and accounts that I've heard and read, these things have been known in the past to use the local townsfolk to dig it out of where it is. There is a dig site to the north of town. One of the tunnels that we've found the map leads directly to the dig site. It could be worth going to there and seeing if we can either find a weak point or perhaps find a way to rebury it and deal with it that way.
Do you want to give me another? Give me an investigation.
Okay.
For basically, if you can all sort of give me an investigation roll, we'll see if you find any books that are of use.
I like books.
Yep. Okay. All right. I suppose that's all we need, really. Okay. So you find another book, and it's it's not so much a book, but sort of one of those crackpot sort of pamphlets that you get.
The end is nigh.
The end is nigh. Sort of Rockstar ate my hamster. Things sort of Elvis is alive.
Guys, I found a copy of the Daily Star.
and living in Waterside. But it goes into a lot of detail about a creature with a similar description to the false hydra, though it just calls it the multi-headed serpent. And it basically explains how these creatures start off as small seeds of darkness and malice and evil, and they grow and feed off wrongdoing within towns and cities. They're generally planted there or have been there for a very long time, and then gradually grow. As they do, their head sort of gets longer and burrows up through the ground. It then starts to sing. There are particular ones that sing and also use a sort of fungal growth to exude a sweet smelling smell to render its prey what's the word?
Sort of entrance.
Yeah, entrance them, yes. To sort of prevent them sort of from knowing its presence. It sings in some types of them, when the song stops, when the silence kicks in, that's when it's feeding. And when it's taken one of its prey. It sort of goes on to say that it will bury itself in the center of, in a town, and get larger and larger and larger to the point where it will attract people from its sort of its song's radius to help dig it out, and then it will move on to destroy other cities.
Okay, so reading this pamphlet aloud, I'll remark to the rest of the room: is anyone else getting remembering back to the cult of Slarkvathel saying that they wanted to plant seeds under Ballon?
Be interesting.
Let's hope it's not one of these.
Well, yeah.
Or if it is, if we can get to it in time.
Was it seeds or was it eggs?
They said seeds, but they said but they also said the seeds were only they needed the progenitors to activate them, pretty much.
Oh god, not a false hydra illithid hybrid. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, so pretty much it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. Some of them sort of are symbiotic with like a fungus that gives off a pungent and sweet smell that sort of helps sort of it hide itself. Usually you need a mirror to see it. But obviously, not hearing its song and not sort of smelling its must has helped you sort of see what is happening.
Right.
That being, by the way, you can't say any of this to these people because everybody's got their ears clogged up, and
Of course they have.
yeah, so you're talking away to yourself, and they're kind of going, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here.
I can hand them the pamphlet and point at it and go, read this.
Yeah. What else?
But anyway, does it specifically does it have any specific vulnerabilities and or invulnerabilities, sort of resistances that we should either target or not target, depending on
Well, I think Lance might know.
Might I?
Well,
Sorry, I can't hear anything. My ears are all bunged up.
Yeah.
okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. How are you going to? Yeah, because this is going to be something you're going to have to bear in mind, because when you go, so if you're all running around with your ears blocked up and stuff, then there's going to be penalties to talking and stuff, especially in combat and things. So
I know Thomas knows that Lance is or was in the Order of the Morning Star, though.
yes.
So when I found that account at Waterdeep, I can say Waterside. Sorry, getting my universes mixed up. I can kind of shove that towards Lance, and with a sort of questioning look of, was this you? Do you know of this?
So he came in at the end, but he may, and it's up to him if he wants to give this information or not. I'll let you decide if you were given any information on it or not. Because you came up and you were told, large sort of heads appearing and sort of being, were probably unnoticeable, but you went pretty quickly afterwards. You were asked to sort of go after Byron. So. But if anybody from the Morning Star told, you may have had a chat with them and stuff. So it's up to you if you want to.
So I'm trying to think. By pointing at it and a certain amount of hand wavium, I can indicate that the one that was faced there was susceptible to fire damage, but I as I understand it, but there's no guarantee that would be the case with this one.
Okay.
I'll sort of elaborate slightly more. So you've got within one of the books, sort of it states that generally the Titan heads, or the sort of kind of the sort of main heads, are there to keep the sort of local area at sort of under their spell. It's the smaller heads that sort of lead to its heart, that do the eat people, and are what you would need to sort of kind of deal with.
Okay.
I suppose with necks that long, if you wait from the end of one of the tall necks, it'll take a while before you actually got much benefit from it anyway, right?
Yep. It still also says that memories that have been lost may take anywhere between a couple of days and a week to sort of to sort of kind of come back.
Does it say anything about how quickly we can lose our memories?
When you're in the trance of the when you're within its song, with when it's captured you with its song, all memories of anything it's eaten are expunged from your brain.
Oh.
So
Nice.
basically, if it's killed anything, you'll cease to know.
You don't remember what it's killed.
You don't remember.
So that's why we can't remember the bard.
So they cease to exist in your mind.
Ooh, kind of like that Doctor Who episode.
Silence.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. It was the crack in time, wasn't it?
Oh yes, a couple of
Terrifying.
different things. But they cease to exist because they were erased from time.
Yeah.
As opposed to being eaten by something.
Oh. Cool. Okay.
Okay, so what's next? What are you doing next?
Thomas will get the map, point to the tunnel leading to the dig site, point to the book on the Hydra, and then kind of make a killing action with his hands, going, let's go.
I want you all to roll a what's the one? It's not perception. What's the other one?
Insight.
An insight. So basically, if this is the way you're going to be doing things, misinterpretation is potentially there and stuff. So, okay, all right, Michael.
What's going on? Why is this not rolling? I'm clicking the thing, but it's not doing anything.
Lance.
I clicked.
There
Did
we
you?
go.
So Tharaval, who's sort of aware, is for a lot more sort of kind of in tuned with these sort of things, understands what's being said. Val sort of nods his head like he knows what's going on, but he hasn't got a fucking clue what you're talking about. Lance again isn't sure what you're talking about. So they're just like shrugging their shoulders and sort of
Right, so Tharavol's kind of got the gist of what I'm up to or what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can I work that out? So I'll just kind of tap the others on the shoulder, indicate tunnels, and start heading towards the tunnels.
yeah, but
See
they
if
don't.
anyone follows me.
Yeah, but they don't sort of. I would say so. If you were to sort of kind of point at a map, at some lines in a map, and they hadn't got a clue what they're talking about, they're going to be like,
Mhm.
"What? I don't understand. You know, what do you want us to do?"
Well, I'm off anyway. I'm heading to the tunnels and hoping they follow.
Are you gonna gesture?
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna smile and wave.
So you are in the library, which is the green building, one
Okay.
covering green. Which tunnels which tunnel are you going for?
Well, we got into the library through a tunnel, if I remember rightly.
You didn't actually. You
Did we not?
No, you walked there.
That's right. We walked there from. Did we walk there from the inn?
You'd need
Yeah.
you'd need to find a tunnel entrance
Okay.
in the library.
All right. So, standing at the entrance to the library and looking out, can I see any of the townsfolk milling about?
You do see people outside, yes.
Okay. And how much of my memory do I have from the last time when we got captured before we got put in jail?
You can roll me a wisdom check. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you remember most of it.
Right. Okay. So I'm kind of keen not to be spotted and have that happen again. Then.
Yeah. So you're pretty, it's a bit sort of cloudy, but you kind of, know if you start wandering around outside and looking too obvious that you're going to end up in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Okay. Does this library have a cellar?
It may do.
Okay, I'll look around and see if there's any way down to under the ground floor of the cellar of the library, without leaving the library.
Okay. Roll me investigation.
Shh. Where it all goes wrong.
You find. Actually, we'll say give you advantage because obviously others were with you. Okay, so going through the piles of books and knocked over shelves and things, and every now and again the sort of librarian turns around to you from her broken desks and shushes you. You find a trapdoor that leads down into a tunnel.
Okay. Can I see the others from where I am with this trapdoor?
Yes, you can see them. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll point to the trapdoor, point to myself, open the door, and down I'll go.
Well, hey. Down the hatch.
Down the hatch.
Oh.
Right. Okay. So you're going into the tunnels, and you're just heading north to the where the dig site's meant to be.
Are we following him? Yeah, I assume we are.
Yep.
Or are we kind of
I
like?
will follow him.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you stealthing it, or are you just going into these tunnels?
Do we
Well,
stealth it.
yeah. Do we need? Is there anyone in the tunnels?
We'll
Roll
find out
roll
when
me
we go down.
roll me perception.
All of us, or
Yeah, you can roll perception. You do hear people walking down the tunnels.
Hmm. Okay.
Val, as perceptive as always.
His ears are plugged. Everyone's got their ears plugged. We can't hear anything. Yeah, screw your 20, Thomas.
That's very true. You can't hear
that's
you can't hear anything. I keep on
Even
forgetting.
with disadvantage, 15's a good roll.
Yeah, you can't.
If
I know,
if
but
they're
you
in the
can't.
tunnels with lamps, then we can see shadows.
Yeah, I was going to
Oh,
say
yeah.
you'd be able to
Yeah.
see,
Okay, yeah,
be able
you,
to see
okay.
light
you,
moving
you
if
can
they're
you see sort of like flickers of light and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
right. Okay.
Not me trying to sabotage.
He's representing his role.
Exactly.
Yes. He's also not the stealthiest when he's clanking about down these tunnels anyway.
It's just a miner.
That's point if you with his ears blocked. He's perfectly safe.
Well armored miner.
But you never know when those walls are going to jump out and attack you.
Yeah. Let's have a look. What have I got can help?
cast that again. Why does this keep on doing this?
I don't know. Why does it keep doing that?
But
keeps on-
why?
Whenever I do rolls, it keeps on asking me. It comes up with like a little pop up.
Is it asking what level you want to cast it at?
No, it's asking whisper, like public roll or whisper roll.
Right.
Don't know what's doing. But
User error, I think.
We
I
tried
feel
turning it off
shadow
and on again.
sirens making you and your punch from distance from each
so it's
creature.
the same one I used before. So we basically give it a plus 10 stealth.
Okay. Are you all stealthing then, or?
Why not?
That seems that way.
Don't fail me now.
Ooh, that's 20. That's 28, 25, 26.
10.
Nice.
Oh,
20.
20.
What, 20, yeah.
Yeah.
You see me get the least here. Oh, I get advantage on mine as well. So, oh, stupid little pop up.
2 1s happening right here.
Yep. Just because
Nice.
Yeah, 34.
34. Bloody hell.
Okay.
I am the cave.
But Harafol is just a disembodied
Amelia.
head.
Oh, you're
floating.
you're at 20. Yeah, so you're at disadvantage because of your armor. So yeah, you're at 20.
Yeah.
Your speech still at 20. Cool. All right, no problem. So basically, they're only going to get seen if they get crits. Okay. So you're making your way north.
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm not seeing where this map is that I had.
He's suffering a failure of preparation.
Oh yeah. I was too busy pissing around with the what's it called, the podcast, not uploading maps. Okay, so you sort of make your way north, unseen, and I'll roll a couple of dice. As you go, you sort of see more like more sort of kind of what looks like non-man-made sort of tunnels jutting off, like the blue lines on the thing. So ones are you assume have been made by the heads, sort of going off in different directions towards different buildings of the the city itself. Let me see here. Yeah, so you move north, and I will roll some dice. So I'm gonna roll a d20. Ooh, nope. So nobody sees you. You're able to sort of kind of make your way to the northern part. Now, what you find is a mine shaft. You find a mine shaft with what looks like townspeople with pickaxes coming down this sort of kind of rudimentary like elevator, rope operated elevator down into the tunnel that you're in.
Are there any? Is there any mining equipment nearby? Sort of discarded pickaxes or anything like that?
Roll me investigation.
Well, the thing is, we're still in stealth. We're shrouded. So basically, we can stand aside and let them walk past.
No. But I'm just thinking if we had
Pretend
hit
to be
Yeah,
miners.
I suppose if
it
we
could
got
help the illusion.
true.
Okay, so you are you staying in stealth? Are you picking things up and? What
I'm
are you
staying
doing?
in stealth, just eyeballing.
Okay. Okay, so you just like I said, you just see lots of townspeople coming down with picks. Some of them don't look like miners. You know, you've got some sort of younger ones, older people, women, and they all seem to be coming down with pickaxes and digging equipment and are moving south.
They're moving south, away from the dig site.
Away from the dig site.
Okay. I still think this dig site holds at least part of the key, because by the seams of it, I think they've unearthed something which has triggered this thing into being, or there's something in this dig site that the thing wants.
Do you want to roll me? Oh, you've rolled an investigation, haven't you?
Yeah.
So while the sort of kind of people walk past and stuff, you start having a look around. You can tell that this used to be the catacombs of an old like an old fortified building of some sort. You find some artifacts, some bones. You also find or more so you trip over a what looks like a large copper it's like a large copper pipe, or what you feel like it's quite ornate, but it's like a large copper pipe. It's still sort of kind of within the ground, but has been partially excavated.
Okay.
Is it an open end, or is it just like the barrel of a pipe going from one place to another?
You sort of it's like it looks like a cylinder. It's got sort of some ornate designs on it. But you can't see the whole thing. It's just it's like somebody has started excavating this thing and left.
Okay. Is there anyone else around now? Have the other miners and townsfolk moved on?
No, they've moved on down south. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna find this other fucking map. I'm nearly 100% sure it was on in here.
Get hold of the pipe and just give it a hoof and see if it moves in any way.
It's
or if
it's not sort of a small pipe. It's like a large. It's like, I suppose you won't know any different. Like the cannon you saw on the ship, it's like that thick. It's that sort of. It's a very large sort of, but it's long.
Okay.
It's a lot longer.
Can I fit in it?
Bigger than a baby's arm.
It is. it's it's you can't, because you it's buried and stuff. You just know it's quite a big sort of it's quite a big sort of quite a big pipe
Right. Okay.
or cylinder of some sort.
We're assuming it's a pipe, not like a solid bar or something.
Yeah, is it open ended like the cannons that we've seen?
You don't know. It's all buried. It's buried.
So basically, we're seeing a bit of metal in the ground.
Right.
Is this
Okay. I'm
likely
just
a flamethrower?
well, possibly. I mean, I'm trying to get an idea of the orientation of it. I mean, is it upright? Is it horizontal? Is it?
It's horizontal in the
It's
ground.
horizontal. Okay. Right. I'm with you. On the markings on it, are they in any sort of language, or are they just kind of patterns?
They are they're sort of an old common that you can sort of kind of read. It gives dates. It's got a date of it's sort of when it was made, and you sort of know from your history that was in and around the time of the Kyrilian Civil War.
Okay. I take it the others have seen this, and it's not just me.
Everybody's seen it. You're
Right.
you're the one who probably recognizes what it is.
Mm. Okay, well, let's have a look. I don't think I've got any spells that are going to be useful at this point. Sort of chuck a flaming sphere at it and see what happens.
Where the fuck is this map? This is going to be very annoying if I have to reintroduce this. Oh, no, there it is.
Or is it hiding in a safe place?
Oh, there it is. So what are you doing?
So, is it sort of new looking? Is it tarnished? Does it look old and battered and damaged? Or
It's old. You can tell it's old by its inscriptions. It's it's not looking the best, but it's it's not. It's not sort of. I guess it looks muddy. It's a bit scuffed. But you don't see all of it. You can only see a bit of metal coming out of the ground with some inscriptions on it, basically.
yeah, okay. Oh, I wonder.
Everybody dive for cover.
How big is the bit that we can see?
It's probably about I don't know. It's probably about a foot and a half in sort of diameter. And then you can see maybe two. You can probably see about 3 more feet of it, lengthways.
Does it look like we can see half of it when you say in diameter, or is that just how wide it is at the widest, but it looks like it might be wider underground?
Trying to explain how it sort of, like, if you were to bury a pipe in the ground, and it's not a pipe, pipe's a bad explainer. If you were to bury a cannon in the ground, or it's not as big, a cannon in the ground, and there was dirt over it, you would see that curvature.
So what I'm saying is it like, can we see
So
that,
basically,
or
we're
can we
seeing a
say
bit
it's
of
there?
curved metal in the ground, but we can't actually tell it's a pipe. We can't tell the size of it.
Yeah.
You're just seeing a bit of curved metal with some.
So the
sort
cross
of-
section like that, can we see like that, or can we see it down to there?
Say it again. Let me see again.
So that's the curvature of it, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So you say it's 1.5 feet. So is it like 1.5 feet from there to there?
Oh,
Or is it, like,
from
down-
what from like your left to right. So,
Proportion.
yeah, so you're talking like from left to right on your thing. You're saying that's about 1.5 feet in sort of.
So you're saying it's 1.5 feet at the max, or
Yeah.
1.5 feet further up?
It's 1.5 feet from the bit you can see.
Yeah, but I'm saying how far does it start? Are we
It's
seeing
like
it?
you don't know because obviously you don't know how. You've
Well, you would do, because
all you're seeing is a curved bit of metal. It could go under further. You know, I guess if the mathematicians might be able to work out what its circumference is based on that curve and stuff, but
If this was half buried, it'd be very obvious it's half buried, yeah? So if I just put a bit of paper in front of it, yeah? So if it's half buried, you can see it goes vertical like that, yeah?
yes, just
But
like
if it was
that.
2/3 buried,
Okay, it's half.
okay, so
It's
like
half.
that.
It's half buried. Yes.
Yeah, so it's 1.5 feet in diameter.
Right, got you. Okay,
I'm gonna.
I am going to reduce it in size.
You could.
Target
you
size
could
is
see
halved in all dimensions, and
you
its
can
weight is
see-
reduced to 1/8.
You cause a creature or an object you can see within range to grow larger or smaller for the duration. Choose either a creature or an object that is neither worn nor carried. If the target is unwilling, you can spells not effect. If your target is a creature or is when largest size doubles in all dimensions, its weight is multiplied by 8. The growth increases. Target size is halved in all dimensions and its weight is reduced to 8. This just increases the size. Okay, yeah. So you cast a spell. As you do this, the sort of kind of ground that's around it starts to sort of kind of fall in on itself as it shrinks, and it sort of kind of buries the object that you've got.
Okay. Start digging.
Okay, so do you guys are going to be out of stealth? You're making noise and
Well,
stuff.
I am at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
Well,
Well,
they're-
join in.
technically, they're still going to have a +10.
What does it say about it?
So basically, if they're breaking out of the stealth, they're still under the cast of the spell, which is a shroud. So it's going to be a. Oh no, sorry. The +10 is 2 stealth rolls.
Yes.
So
you're
basically,
not in stealth.
yeah, but does that not mean that they're
So does
losing their stealth rolls? So they still have a stealth of 10.
No, they don't. They're not in stealth. It's to a stealth roll. You're not. If you're not in stealth, you're out of stealth. You're not getting a bonus. You're making noise and stuff like that.
All right.
Okay, I'm remaining in stealth then.
Yeah.
As am I.
Quite
We'll let
happy with
us
that.
think
So
Thomas
did-
is on his own.
Thomas is literally. They're all sort of standing there as Thomas sort of kind of starts sort of digging away. Okay, roll me a. Are you using items? Are you using an axe? I mean, not an axe, a pickaxe or anything like that.
Using my hands for now because the earth should be relatively loose around everything where it's caved in.
Okay. Smooth.
Let's see, right? Actually, I mean, but if you read this, it says a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection.
Yeah.
For the
Silence.
duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has a +10 bonus to dexterity stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means.
Right. So basically,
You get
the first bit is just a description. The bit at the end, which is sort of is so it gives you a +10 to your stealth check. If you're not in stealth, then you don't get a +10 to it. So you're not stealthing, you don't get it.
says, and can't be tracked except by magical means.
Yeah. So nobody's tracking you. So if somebody was following you, then they would be tracking you. But if you're making noise, they can still hear you.
A creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no tracks or other traces of its passage.
Yeah, so it's tracking. Yeah. Okay, so you're using your hands then?
Yep.
Okay, give me a what's it gonna be? An athletics check? Not an athletics, a strength check.
Be strength, yeah.
Yeah, it gives a strength.
To move loose dirt.
Yes. You are a feeble. I love the way the consternation about to move loose dirt. Oh my god. Okay. So.
I'm in the hole, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you start moving dirt. As you do so, you fall into the hole where the item was previously, and subsequently get covered in dirt, making quite a bit of noise in the process.
Is he fully covered, or is he just partially covered?
Well,
It's just
I
partially covered.
It's probably worth pointing out that this keeping the thing reduced in size involves concentration, and I reckon falling into a hole would break that concentration.
Ah, okay, yeah. So
I might be in the hole and then back out the hole quite painfully.
Okay, so
Did you just get headbutted by a cannon?
It sounds like.
Oh, this is going to be interesting, because if you're in the hole, does it grow on top of you?
No,
Well, if it's
grow out
underneath
towards
me,
you.
it will grow at me.
Yeah, okay,
This is what
so
I'm saying. As
you
you
need
fall
to
down
roll-
it
Cast
grows
on,
up.
you need to
Can
roll
that be
me.
cast on body parts? Just asking for future reference.
Only if willing.
Oh well.
First character death. Death by cannon.
Roll me a dexterity. No, actually, no. Roll me. Yeah. Okay.
Now,
Um.
so this Tharavol spell, it does say get a +10 to dexterity bracket stealth checks. Is that all dex checks or just
No,
stealth?
stealth.
Check, just a stealth. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Try though.
This thing grows and pins you down underneath it.
Ow.
You take. Am I going to be a bastard and do a D100 damage?
Not for something that small, surely.
Well, it's not that small. It's grown now. You're basically if a cannon suddenly appeared on top of you, do you think you'd
I'd hoof it out of the way. It'd be fine. I don't even have 100 hit points.
Okay, I'm gonna roll 2D. I'm gonna roll 2D20.
This could easily be insta death.
But
You take
How many
18.
hit
You
points do
take
you have?
18. You take 18 damage.
Ow. Okay.
You get 18 damage, and you're pinned by this thing.
Can Valishal exit stealth and try to like get him out of this mess he's made for himself? Can I like just wedge like one of the pickaxes underneath the cannon, try and lever it up off of him so he can crawl
Listen, I dug myself in. I can dig myself back out.
But what are you going to do?
Fuck's
Tell him
sake,
his ears blocked. You can't tell him
This
not
is
to.
true.
You can't.
And
Yeah.
you're pinned under a cannon, so you can't wave him off.
Yeah, I'm too helpful for my own good.
So, luckily, you see this sort of the dirt, sort of as it grows bigger, it sort of kind of the dirt sort of kind of splits over. You can see it's quite a long. It's longer than a cannon. It's not as wide as a sort of like a large cannon, but it's big. It seems to sort of have remnants of what was potentially sort of kind of like tubing that sort of kind of went into it. You can also see partially parts of another sort of like a tank of some sort, like not like a tank
Oh
as
my god,
like
a Panzer IV.
no, not like a tank, as in a something that holds
a fluid.
a fluid of some sort and stuff. Yeah, you sort of see this sort of another sort of kind of, it looks like made of bronze or something like that, or copper. It sort of kind of now, because the dirt's moved out, it's sort of kind of dislodged slightly from the side of the cave. But this thing is now lying on top of Thomas and slowly crushing him.
Right. Am I allowed to try and lever him out of it?
You can try, yeah.
Okay, right. I'll do that then.
Is anybody else helping, by the way?
Oh, I'm in.
Oh no!
I pulled my back.
Are you under the cannon with me now?
Yeah. You move it. You jam in a pickaxe, which breaks, but you move it, which basically pushes it onto him slightly more.
Oh no!
How much more damage?
He's gonna roll for damage again.
He is
Doing another 22
no!
damage.
Okay, I'm barely hanging on.
Don't worry about your legs, Thomas. I'll fix those.
Thomas screams in pain. I'm screams in pain. So let's just say, if anybody hears you, if anybody is there, they've heard you.
So obviously,
I don't think we're getting to the false Hydra tonight.
Our path's blocked by a cannon.
Okay, so I catch. Sorry. I catch the other guy and I indicate that we should keep an eye on both ends of the tunnel because I can see that he's been screaming, and it looks like things might get interesting.
So what's the lighting of the tunnel like, and how far?
There are some lights within the area that you're in that have been lit for the workers, and there are sort of kind of torches on their way, making their way down the tunnels.
Okay, so in the immediate area, Tharavol's going to work his way around, and he's going to extinguish the torches.
Yes. I'll help doing that. So he goes one way, I go the other.
Okay, I want you to roll me a insight, so you understand that that's what he wants you to do. Okay, yep, that's fine.
Where was that 20 when Thomas needed it?
Oh.
Right, so you're going out. Thomas is screaming. Roll me perception.
Both of us? All of us? Or
Yeah. Bar Thomas, obviously.
I was going to say even me.
Yeah.
You might be distracted.
A little bit.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You notice as you're extinguishing the flames, you notice sort of you notice sort of kind of flames sort of coming up in the other direction. Bye, Thomas. Nice.
Are there? Is it is it just? Is there just basically a tunnel, or is there any sort of? Can I roll perception to see if there are any sort of like loose rocks or anything like around the cave, or? Yeah, we'll go for loose rocks. That could possibly fall, given a bit of a.
I'll see if there's a sort of a map I can use that looks sort of similar-ish to the thing I've got in my mind here.
That's cool, because my question was going to be, is there a chance that the the cannon is obstructing the views of the people that are coming of Thomas?
So he's underneath it, so they can't see him.
Because it had rolled onto him, I didn't know if it was to one side and he was like sticking out, waving his arms around.
No, he's underneath it.
He's wailing. It's the noise we need to worry about.
What noise? my ears blocked.
Yes.
I'm sure you can hear me.
Let me see.
Pardon?
Is this useful?
Did somebody say something?
No, I don't think that works.
I'm sorry, Thomas. I can't hear you over the sound of being out in the open air and uncrushed by a cannon.
I can't believe you crushed yourself.
You're just jealous.
I don't know what's funnier that he crushed himself, or that Val managed to drop the cannon on him again.
Val came along and made it worse.
I was trying to help.
Not very hard, were you?
you?
Oh, dear.
Don't worry, I'll
Hey,
save
you didn't come out of stealth.
I've got nothing really. It's sort of like it's gonna maybe be useful for you map wise and stuff. No sort of single chamber cave type thing.
Theater of the mind.
Okay, so basically, what I'm looking is if you can see the torches coming up the tunnel. I'm looking to potentially try to delay them. So
Yes.
I'm looking for like scaffolding that's maybe holding up parts of the cave, or that could potentially give way, or
Freefall.
loose rocks or something like that, and cause a bit of a rockfall at the end of the cave that they are at. Just
I, on the other hand, am going to use my staff to wrap on Val's armor and get his attention so he can point himself in the right direction for trouble, since he's a bit distracted by worrying about having accidentally crushed Thomas.
Oh god, more noise.
Okay, so roll me.
Are we just leaving Thomas in there then?
roll me investigation.
It's fine. What else could go wrong now?
I'm saying, by the way, if you're too long and you're going to have to do another, it's slowly crushing you, so you could potentially go lose.
Wait. Was it perception or investigation?
Investigation. If you're looking around
that's
if you're looking around for things to sort of see if there's anything you can use in the environment.
Well, I
Roll me-
was hoping to.
Perception, not basically sort of if you spot something about, you're not
Yeah.
actually looking for it. Is if you notice something about the environment.
Okay.
But
Is
you're,
it me
you're,
doing this? Or...
you're actively looking for things, though, aren't you? You're not sort of just. You're
Well,
not,
the whole idea is like basically he's looking for ideas of what to do. But I'm just
all
I've
right.
just been
Okay. So
telling
there is sort of like scaffolding and stuff in the way, because it is a man-made. It is a man-made. I wonder if I could just draw. No, it's going to.
I think we can gather what a tunnel with some scaffolding is. Just if we,
Yeah.
what.
Yeah. So you've got sort of a. You've got sort of like basically like a sort of kind of slightly rounded off square room that's been dug out. It has sort of old sort of ruins within it. You've got sort of like if you think of sort of like a dig site in an archaeological dig site, you got things like that. Sort of, so there are little trenches and stuff where people have been digging things. Obviously, Thomas is currently residing in one of said trenches.
Yeah. Can I see from where I am?
No, you're literally a cannon is lying on top of you.
On top of all of me.
Buried underneath you.
You're literally you. I'm going to make you roll. I'm going to roll once more for damage soon. So.
Oh no.
So I can see that obviously Tharavel is looking for a way to delay the approaching problem, and that they're running toward. And I'm guessing they're running towards the screeching.
Yeah.
Not that my eyes are unblocked. I'm going to wedge the end of my spear under the cannon and see if I can lift it enough to take the weight off of Thomas.
Okay. Is anybody helping him?
That'll sure help. Here's
Okay.
where it fails me.
Strength check.
Roll me strength. Yeah, you can have advantage.
So I get a double bonus to add 3 to what I roll. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Whoa. Right. Nice. Lance sort of kind of jams his spear into the in between sort of Thomas and the cannon, or the sort of the what you assume is probably the flame thrower. and you take some of the weight off him. He is now though unconscious, so he's not going to take any more damage, but he is currently unconscious.
I get Val's attention and indicate that he's dragged Thomas out.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. So yeah, Valishal tries to drag Thomas out, and while he does so, uses healing hands on him
Roll
to
strength.
take care of the wounds.
Roll strength. Okay.
That's more
Yep.
like it.
So you pull out Thomas, who's looking pretty worse for the wears. What's the score on your healing hands and stuff for crushed?
Lay on hands.
Lay on hands.
Crushing? I don't know. Has he got broken bones?
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Because I'd likely have to set them first and whatnot, and then heal him.
Yeah, because basically he's had a cannon land on top of him, so he's not going to be. It's not going to be just a case of wake up. He's going to have broken bones and things like that, crushed ribs
Alright,
and stuff.
so can I use medicine
Can't
to
you
try
want
and?
potion?
Yeah, okay. I don't know. Like, can I use medicine to try and set his broken bones and then heal him that way afterwards?
Roll me medicine to see how badly you think he's injured. Okay, so, and I'm gonna roll a dice to see how badly he is injured. Okay. So he has a broken arm, a broken leg, and a lot of and potentially a broken rib.
Don't know how to treat a broken rib. Okay, so
and he's obviously very badly cut and bruised. No, I'm not 100% sure how healing hands work. I'm not sure if it works on broken bones and things like that. That might take slightly more time to.
yeah.
Are they broken, or are they like crushed and powdery?
I'd say broken.
I think this is like a new mechanic that's sort of introduced though,
Yeah.
because usually, like if you got wounds or anything, and you heal hit points, then you're healing.
I
the
don't
wounds
think
along with
we've
it,
ever
so-
specified injury though previously, like all
Yeah,
broken
true.
bones.
Like you think about it, like when you're in battle, you're just getting slashes and you're getting cuts and stuff like that. Broken bones
Yep.
is sort of a different sort of thing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It depends on which part of the axe you get hit by. Remember?
Yeah, that's true.
Draken has successfully. Like,
I'm going to
hit somebody
say
with a punch in
because
the
he got
axe, not
he got
kill
a there was two critical fails. The one his and things you got broken bones. Therefore, it's not going to be an easy heal me up.
Well, can I like try and splint up his bones and get them set up and whatnot?
What does healing
and then-
hands? What does it say? What does it?
I've got lay on hands. I've then got healing hands, which are pretty much 2 healing spells.
Gain number of hit
Oh.
points equal to your level. Once you use this trait, you can use it again. So it's just hit points, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
specified.
Okay. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you
Press
what.
touch can heal wounds.
Yeah. What I'll do is right. You can heal him back up to his thing, but he is going to take a minus to his movement. So he's going to reduce his movement until he's properly healed. By 10. So he's going to knock it by 10 feet. And for his broken leg, he is also going to have a minus to his. Now, when you're doing your thing, you have to do hand gestures and stuff like that, don't you?
Mm.
Dexterity.
Some of them do, not all of them.
Stopping him from casting fireball.
Anything which needs a hand gesture to cast, you have to roll me a dice On a 1, it fails. So roll me a d6. Roll me on a d6. On a 1, it fails.
Okay.
For anything,
If it said D20, I'd been a lot happier then.
yeah. D6 on a 1, that spell fails because it's too painful. You can't sort of move your arm to do your gesture.
It's fair.
And I think that's reasonable enough for 2 critical fails.
So am I back on full health now?
You're back on full health, but obviously your speed is being reduced by 10, and you have to roll a dice every time you cast a spell. It costs which makes when you have to do a gesture.
Yeah. Well, first spell I'm going to cast on my own bones.
Oh wow.
In an object you touch, but so such as a broken chain link, 2 halves of a broken key, or a torn cloak. You can't touch
which
your
is
own,
why I asked.
you can't touch your
why I
own
asked.
bones.
Of course I can.
You can't. You've got you're healed, so all your sort of thing, it's underneath you. You're not touching your bone. You're touching the skin.
So we need Terminator 2 style, arm off, get to the bone, and then have Val
Put
heal
you
me
back
again.
under it if you want.
Exactly.
No, I'm not allowing that.
Fair enough. It's worth a try.
It was worth a try. Denied though.
Oh dear.
If you touch your teeth, they're connected to your skull, which is then
You
connected
guys,
to the rest
you guys
of your
get
bones.
way too much leeway. So no, not happening. You guys get
It's
away.
creativity.
I'm well too easy on you. So no,
Yeah.
not
Well,
happening.
Technically, I'm already touching my bones.
Oh God, you're touching your bone
Just
right
for
now.
information,
Oh,
you can't touch your own bones thing. It's a lie. I've touched my kneecap before.
Ugh.
I had a bike accident and kind of scraped the side of my knee off.
Right.
Good.
Anyway, so 10 reduction, and anything you got that has needs to do sort of any sort of hand gesture, or something like that. You have to roll a dice on.
Is pretty much most of my spells.
There you go.
Awkward.
That's what you get for being silly.
However, I would say that's playing to my character flaw.
No, I love it. I love thinking it's good. It's fine. I'm just I'm trying to be slightly not harsher on you. Well, yeah, no, I'm trying to be harsher on you. So.
No, that's fine.
Is it playing?
Tharavel walks over to Thomas and he hands him he's going to hand him over the staff, but he hands him a staff to use as a crutch.
Cool. Okay.
I want you to roll me insight to see if you understand what he's trying to do with that staff. What he wants you to do with that staff.
He's just handing the crutch over to him, but it doesn't matter.
All right, you kind of you sort of nod your head and sort of lean on it slightly.
Okay.
Okay, so there are people coming up. There are people sort of kind of coming up. You can't hear them, but you can see the fire from their torches getting slightly brighter as they're coming up the tunnel. You have, like I said, sort of little trenches. There is scaffolding and stuff. There is sort of a bit of scaffolding in and around the where the entrance to where the tunnel entrance is going south. There's lots of rocks and stuff around.
Where are they coming from? The south?
They're coming from the south, yeah.
Okay, so Tharavol's going to take a shot at a weak point on what may be, hopefully, is a weak point in the scaffolding to try and.
Now, before you do this, bear in mind that
They're innocent people.
Oh no! This isn't to. It's not to kill them. It's to drop in front of them. It's to.
But yeah, just so you know, like if you do that, they definitely know you're there. Then
Okay.
How? It could just be a rockfall.
yeah,
It can happen. Surely that sort of thing can happen in caves. They're not going to see anything that's happening.
Okay, all right. So you're shooting.
The rocks just screamed really loud and
So
then
what
fell
do
on
you
the
what do
ceiling.
you do? You're
Yeah,
shooting. You're shooting an arrow
basically,
at it.
From my point of view, is right. I'm in stealth. It's dark. So therefore I'm invisible. They cannot see where we are. We're not shooting at them, so they're not going to actually see where the arrows are coming from. Basically, if they actually haven't got to the entrance yet, we're firing at the scaffolding of the entrance to cause rock falls before they actually get into it. So as far as they could be concerned, they've heard a scream. Rocks have fallen, and they might sort of get there and think, right, okay, rocks have fallen. Possibly somebody has been trapped under the rocks. But it's also going to the intention is to try and slow them down.
Okay, so what are you doing to try and dislodge these rocks?
I'm going to shoot it with my bow.
Okay.
Okay.
Can Thomas roll insight to try and figure out what Tharavol's up to?
Yes, I guess so.
Never mind.
You're
So I'm going to use bloody thing.
I would have loved another critical fail there. Like, I know exactly what he's doing.
Run forward and get the ceiling dropped on him.
Yeah, I know. You want me over here? Just like as Tharvel loses an arrow and gets crushed again.
Okay, so he's going to aim at a sort of weaker points, one of the weaker points of the scaffolding. He's going to use steady aim, so as a bonus action, you give yourself advantage on your next attack roll on the current turn. You can use this bonus action only if you haven't moved during this turn, and after you use this bonus action, your speed is 0 until the end of the current turn, but we're not in turns really yet. So, where's my antler? Public roll.
Fucking hell, 45 50 58 damage? 58 damage?
Have it rock.
Fuck me.
Oh wait, hold on. That's
How have you got 58 damage?
So no. So you would actually take
The
off.
extra
What's that going to be?
numbers,
16, 17, 18,
Hunter's
19,
mark.
20, 21, 22, 23. 23 of that isn't. So the lightning. Take off the lightning arrow. So basically, the last brackets, which is two crit 8s and a 3 and a 4. So that's only if I use the lightning arrow with my bow, which I'm not doing.
Okay. Fucking hell. Yeah, okay, so you
A bolt of lightning might give us away a little bit.
yeah,
A little bit.
Yeah, you hit the scaffolding, which gives way, and proceeds to shower rocks down over the entrance to the south tunnel, obscuring you from them coming from that way. Sorry, from that direction.
Okay. Turn to the rest of the party and point towards the elevator, I suppose, the shaft.
But the cannon, is it now completely free, or is it still half buried?
No, it's sort of visible now, more visible now.
Okay.
We're not hanging around so you can caress the can. You've had
No.
enough time with it.
No, my plan was to chuck a floating disc and have a couple of you hump it onto the disc and have it follow us out the tunnels.
How much can your wee wavy hand thing carry?
10 of your earth pounds.
Oh.
The floating disc, on the other hand, can carry up to 500.
Holy crap.
It can
Magic.
carry a fully laden Valachul if it needs to.
Catch me when I fall after my wings expire.
Catch me.
But you're gonna have to tell us what to do and how. Well, explain to us how we're doing it because we don't know.
Okay. Also,
I'm only thinking about it. I'm not doing it yet.
so what's happening, boys?
I think it'd be
You
better
can
to
you
save
can you can
now.
hear sort of like people shouting from behind the rocks, and you can hear. Oh, you can't hear anything actually. No, ignore me. You can't hear anything.
I was wondering about that bit.
Yeah, you can't hear anything. Yeah.
No, but we know that there were people heading from that direction.
Yep.
So we do want to get out sharpish. Okay, sod it. What could possibly go wrong? Let's chuck one of them down with D6, was it?
Yeah, roll a d6, just don't get a 1. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so I'll kind of mime to the others that we lift and slide onto the disc.
Okay, so all of yous are going to have to roll me
Oh,
strength then to sort of...
I'm not even trying to lift this with my broken arm.
So rest of yous need to sort... It's going to be quite heavy, so...
That's 18 because I've got my double strength bonus.
18. Okay, roll me a... On your own, you're not going to be able to do it, so let roll... Well... So you're on 18. That's 19... 18, 19, 20... So it's 29. Valashil? Not Valashil. Yeah.
Oh.
You've done yours. Sorry, you've done yours.
Yep.
Tharval, sorry.
Oh god.
Well, you get advantage because you're helping.
No, because you're all doing it
Believe so.
separately and adding it up. Okay, so...
okay.
You're introducing all these different mechanics that we're not used to.
Well, you're basically because you're okay. Let's just say this: one of you is not going to be able to pick up a cannon, irrespective of how high you roll on it. So on your own, are you?
What if it weighs an eighth of its normal weight?
Yeah. So you can shrink it down. So you can try and shrink it. You can shrink it down again. Does that need a hand gesture?
Does it need a hand? Fuck yes, it does.
Only on a 1 it feels though.
Yeah. Okay. So it shrinks down. It's a lot easier.
down,
No,
mate.
you can pick. Lance picks it up and sort of, between you pick it up and sort of move it onto it. I only did 3 rolls because there's no way one of you was carrying a cannon on their own,
that's fair enough.
irrespective if you got a crit or not. It's just not going to move. It's like, let's pick up the mountain. I got a crit. You're still not picking up the mountain.
But it's a crit.
I love how the fact this was supposed to be to finish off the false hydra, and we literally haven't moved any
stuck
further
in the
off.
pit.
So far, we've almost committed suicide by cannon.
So Thomas got trapped under a cannon. So that's how things work today. Okay.
I'm maintaining that if anyone asks, the only reason we didn't get anywhere is that Thomas got headbutted by a cannon.
Okay, so you lift it onto the disc. What are you doing with it?
Trying to get it out the tunnel.
Yeah, we're going into the lift, aren't we?
So you go onto the lift. Are you roll me investigation?
Sorry, what were we rolling?
To see how to operate the lift. Yeah, so you see the sort of like this sort of kind of lever thing that sort of knocks a sort of counterweight and starts the elevator going up. Are you all in there? Are you all getting into the elevator?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so you all get in the elevator and it starts to rise. It starts to rise up. You get to the top. What time did you go into the tunnels and stuff, by the way? What time were you in the... Was it...
Couldn't possibly tell you.
Right, so you escaped from the jail, and then you went to the library, then you went into the tunnels. Alright, so we'll say it's mid-afternoon then. Okay. So you get up, there's nobody there.
Where are we?
You're basically in the north of you're in the north of the map. You look at your map and you're
in the big yellow square.
Basically in the big yellow square. You see the town. You see the large serpentine head, sort of like very clearly now. So you see these massive sort of heads, sort of kind of swaying in the wind, nearly, sort of their mouths opening slowly and closing, over this town.
Do
Fireball.
we?
See, that's what Pete tried to do last time, and I had to stop him.
Yeah, that was some severe fresh underwear for Matt moments there.
No, it's just literally like kill the entire team after like second session, and he's like fireball. I said, "What? Did you just roll your dice?" He's like, "Yeah, it said if it saw it, I was gonna use a fireball." I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god."
Every DM needs at least one TPK, right?
Yeah, fuck. Okay, so
Do we have a map of the tunnels then?
Yeah.
you've got a map of the old tunnels, so the red lines. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
noticed sort of these blue ones sort of kind of going around.
Are we able to attack the heads from underground then?
Ooh.
So the pamphlet that you had basically infers that this thing is stuck underground and needs to be excavated out, and that its weak point is its heart, which is defended by the smaller heads that sort of create these small blue tunnels around the city, and are obviously the ones that eat the
And the blue tunnels that are closest to us where we've come out, do we notice the entrance there? Is that like a visible entrance that we can go back in?
the only tunnels that you see,
This one here.
that sort of is one that you noticed when you were coming from the general store. So you noticed that there was one in that direction, but obviously didn't follow it fully. So you kind of know there was one going in that direction. As you were sort of kind of making your way north, in the tunnels. Let me see. As you were making your way north in the tunnels, you saw sort of like a couple of sort of ones jotting off in sort of.
Did was the tank attached to the cannon or was that separate?
It was separate. It was separate.
Well, we wouldn't have left that behind, would we?
I don't know.
I assumed it was all part of the same thing.
Yeah, I
that's
thought
what
it was.
I'll assume that it was sort of
Can
inferred.
can Valashore check the tank to see if it's got anything in it?
You look inside it and it's empty.
Damn it.
I could put a flaming sphere in it.
Well, I was hoping for some sort of like
No, I know. Some sort of accelerant, yeah.
Yeah, that we could fill the tunnels with and then set it on fire.
Ooh,
But
nice.
I
can make fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but like just like big boom.
That's a destroy the town.
It's already
sort of
destroyed. We know this. It's fine.
There are still people around though.
And with
Yeah,
with
I
my
know.
one whole vial of gunpowder that I'm carrying around with me, I don't think that's going to be enough.
Yeah.
You could
Maybe
sort
like-
of, if you roll me a history check, Thomas. You are aware of there being potentially books on oh, bear with me 1 minute. Is the no? He's gone now. He got captured, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Yeah. You're aware that when you were looking around his shop, there were flasks of a combustible material in his shop, which you feel might have been his attempts at recreating whatever propellant was used in these in this ancient weapon.
Okay. Obviously can't tell anyone any of this because they can't hear me. But I'll file that away under useful information for later.
I don't know what to do.
No, I'm tempted to go back into the tunnels, but we've collapsed
Yeah,
the
but we
tunnel
collapsed it.
yeah.
Yeah, we cut
That's why I
ourselves off a bit.
was. That's why I was hoping we could maybe see the blue tunnel from here, like if it had an opening in the
Yeah.
orchard or something.
Well, you
Go looking
like
for it.
it's going in that
Yeah.
direction.
Doesn't necessarily mean that it's there. Yeah. Okay, Valishul motions the group to spread out and cover more ground as we move down the hills to try and find where potentially these tunnels could be. Don't know how he's motioning that, but there we go.
Is there anything sort of lying about that would dig site where we are, like some tarp or something like that, so we could maybe throw it over the very inconspicuous floating disc?
But then it's a floating piece of tarp.
There is sort of like canvas tents and things around from the sort of, you know, the archaeologists who were there originally.
Is there a wagon as well?
There's a wagon without any sort of horses or anything. Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking if we put it in a wagon and then covered that with tarp, it would be a bit less conspicuous than just a bit of tarp floating around.
So if I was to walk past a wagon with something in it, I'd probably want to have a look.
You thieving git.
Well,
yeah,
it's curiosity. Curiosity, isn't it?
I bet you look through.
Yeah, but if
curtains,
it's going back and forth from a dig site, you're just probably going to assume that it's.
I mean,
rocks
if it is there, you would have a little
or
peek, wouldn't
equipment.
you?
Are you talking about if it was just sitting there, not
In the
doing
end,
anything?
people may not have any interest. In the end, they are trying to sort of dig out a large hydra at this moment in time. So maybe what's in a tarp isn't really of any interest to them.
Well, what are we doing then? Are we moving down the hill to try and find the tunnels, or has anyone got a better idea? Okay.
Yep.
Right. So are you so you're just walking down the main sort of roadway into town? How are you sort of
No,
doing
I was
this?
thinking.
Are you stealthing? How are you doing this? Because obviously these big, large heads are there.
I'm thinking we could just search in this area around here.
Do you
and
think
see if
about
there's an
moving
entrance.
west, try and find west southwest to try and see if we can find a way back into the tunnels? Yep.
Okay. Roll me a investigation. All is.
Bloody hell, that was on ball.
Oh, holy shit! Wow.
Yep. Okay. So
Wait, it's got distracted by something shiny again.
My hand hurts.
Pretty things.
I had the idea, and then my ADHD just took me straight out of it.
Are you stealthing, by the way, when you're doing your looking and stuff?
I'm still in
Yes.
stealth. So.
Yeah. I never unstealthed.
Okay. Thomas needs to re-stealth,
Very.
and so does
Val.
so does
We still
Val.
got a +10.
You still get the +10 because of.
Yay!
Fuck.
Disadvantage. I got a 12.
You have been spotted by all three of the heads.
Why couldn't I just? No. Inspiration point reroll.
Have you got an inspiration point?
No, I didn't. I've used it previously.
Have you got an inspiration? So you're on 13, and they've got two.
It's the weak point is the hard. It doesn't necessarily mean we have to actually go and find the. Surely you can still attack the heads.
Right, you can.
I don't want to be close.
These
enough
things
to
are
try.
massive. We're talking about. Just bear in mind, like they are going to be like.
Yeah.
These are houses, so you're thinking they're a couple of houses. So you're thinking like the size of the necks and stuff, and how these are huge.
It's fine. We'll just go and beat up on Godzilla with our baseball bat. Yeah,
Hmm.
3 of them.
All
I'll
right.
do a Boba Fett and fly into its mouth and cut my way out.
All right. I'll throw you a fricking bone. I'll not say you're being spotted. Okay, so you're starting looking around the area, for any sort of signs of tunnels. You come to a small, sort of disused, what looks like a sort of like a logging cabin, which is there.
Ow.
So this you sort of kind of logging cabin, and within that you find a hole in the floor of the cabin itself, which seems to go down into this tunnel, which you believe is potentially the tunnel you saw going off to the northeast.
Okay. Who wants to take point?
I'll go.
Bagsy in the middle.
Right, I'll go behind Faraval then.
Send Thomas first. send in the gimp.
I will keep an eye on the rear.
So you can remember. Yeah, actually, okay, right. So where are you going in these tunnels? Whereabouts are you going? So you've got the map, so you kind of have a vague idea of where the red lines are going. Whereabouts are you going towards?
Assuming that these lines, the blue lines, are correct. Once we come to the fork, I'd assume we're going to go south, if we can get our orientation while inside.
Well, I can, because I always know where north is.
Okay.
Well, I would assume that the main body is going to be
In the
somewhere
center.
in the middle of the 3. So
You'd
I would
expect
say
so, wouldn't you?
would maybe go towards the middle of the town. So what's the green box in the middle?
That's the
that-
library.
No, the big green box, the one where the X in the middle is the Griffin's head.
Yeah.
Is that a hint?
There's a big red X there. And it is in the middle of the 3 heads.
They're a
That's
bit
where we're
bigger
going
than
then.
Griffins, though.
So you're making your way to
Downtown, walking fast. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
And you're going to roll me another stealth check then, Val and Thomas.
Hold on.
Thomas, so you're on 18. Thomas is on
I can't see my chat box now.
Oh,
12.
I'm on 12.
You can have 14. I'll give you the 14 instead. Okay. So you start making your way south in the tunnels. Not as busy. There doesn't seem to be anybody in these sort of kind of tunnels here. You do sort of, as you sort of walk past some of the junctions, you do sort of see flickers of light, sort of in the sort of coming from an easterly direction. Are you, so draw me which tunnel are you going down, and how are you approaching the center?
Well,
bear with
if-
me a moment. I need to draw a few more things as you're going down here. So
I'm gonna say, I suppose if we've actually left from underneath the library, going through the underside of the library is probably a safe way to go. Oh well, there we go.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we're only kind of discovering these blue tunnels, aren't we? We don't know. We only know where the red ones are.
Yeah.
But we know the blue ones are where the heads have burrowed.
Yeah.
So theoretically, that means there should be at least 3. Well, there should be 3 tunnels that could head back to the center.
Yeah, so I was kind of expecting that we would go sort of this way and then down to here and in. But if we've come across that other one along the way, then who knows?
Direct route.
So what's happening?
So we came in by the green one, so we would have come across and come south.
Yep,
That would have led us eventually to one of the red tunnels.
yep.
So if we carried on south, we would have found those 2 blue tunnels that fork.
Yeah, so if we carried on down, we'd have got to here.
Oops.
I say we want to do that.
Yeah.
Pink. How do you get
Okay.
rid of that?
So you're going down that tunnel then, are you?
Yep.
Okay. All right. You sort of make your way through this sort of dark tunnel, which it doesn't have any sort of natural light. Do you see this sort of kind of glow coming from the the sort of kind of the opposite end of where the tunnels is. You then, all right. Oh. I have to move these around. So you are going to come out. Whereabouts are you? I'm going to have you coming out. You're coming from that direction. Okay. You're coming out from here. So let me just reveal area.
You can't be that unwell, dog, if you come in when there's food about.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you come in here.
Okay.
And you let me just get your characters from where you were last, which will be the jail.
Mhm.
We're all in the jail. Where they are. So we've got there's only the 4 of you, isn't there? 1, 2.
Mhm.
Yeah. Copy and paste. Okay, so you're in this sort of you see this tunnel. There's sort of like a red glow to your south, and like a sort of kind of purple glow to your north. You can probably see reveal areas. So you sort of see that. Uh,
And have we come in from the west?
and you have come in from the west, yes.
Okay.
Anybody know anything about glows?
You roll me nature.
Nature.
Oh yes.
Sure.
You sort of kind of remember back to sort of like the mention of certain, you know, of these creatures using fungus to just sort of kind of use a spell, and you notice that these sort of kind of, there's little sort of kind of these glowing fungi are emitting sort of like spores. But this sort of, you've got this like little haze that's coming up. You're very aware that this from your studies, this is flammable.
Oh dear, this could get messy.
It could indeed.
So it's what you believe is it emits the smell. But you also know that these mushrooms are highly flammable, or at least their spores are highly flammable.
Right. Okay. How are the spores visible?
You can you see this sort of kind of like haze coming from them.
Okay. Right. So Thomas steps forward, gestures everybody to step back, and kind of push them all so that they're behind him.
Roll
Not in an enclosed space.
roll me perception, by the way.
All of us.
Yeah, you can roll perception. You're all gonna have to roll. Okay, you notice more of that sort of kind of that haze sort of drifting from the north as well. So it's sort of it's coming down south from the north as well. So it's sort of kind of being spread off, but it's sort of kind of lying along the sort of ground, like a thin fog or mist even.
Right. Okay. How far does this mist get to? How close does this mist get to us?
It's surrounding you as you speak.
Okay. This is not going to work then.
Areas to the south where there isn't a mist, or
There doesn't seem to be anything any sort of mist coming from the south.
So could we withdraw to the south a bit so that we're
Yeah.
near air?
Yeah, let's do that.
very well.
So you're all in stealth and you're moving south.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. How are you going? Are you going? Just
I've
go on. Okay. So as sort of Tharaval makes his way round the corner,
And we open up line of sight.
you open up line of sight.
Oh, hello.
You see on the ground, the cavern is looking like there's bones everywhere. There's skulls, human bones all over the place. You also see from your vantage point, this what looks like a pile, a mountain of bones, surrounded by a lake of red, viscous, what you can only assume is blood. I did have a picture of the caverns, but can I show? How can I show? How do I show a picture to people? Is there a way? Can I shift click and drag it on, or? There has to be a way for me to. I'm sure there's a way to do this. No, I'll just copy it into another page. There is a way to do it. There's a way to show it. But I'll just copy it into another thing for you. Where are we? There we are. There, and I will. Map. Okay. So you see. Something like this. On top of that sort of kind of mound of bones, you see this large, bulbous creature sitting upon this sort of kind of this thing of bones. You also see people surrounding it, sort of digging it out of the surrounding area.
Where's the pile of bones?
Oh,
Well, it's on the map. It's the far right, isn't it?
yeah. From what you can see.
Right. Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll not put the token on, but basically, you've got this sort of. It's sort of in the bottom corner of what you can see in the map, but it's literally, it's on top of these bones. You can still there because there's a big mountain of it, but there's like you can tell that there's people around it, sort of kind of digging it out and excavating the area.
How do we
Is
want
there
to
a
deal?
haze of the spores in the cave as well?
There is not.
Might I suggest we do the boss fight next week because it's now 11:15.
Yep.
Yeah.
I might just walk further into the cave just to see if we can see the rest of it.
Okay, I'll have to put in figures because I haven't copied over the map from the other version of it, but I'll show you the map. And you can see what you can see, and then I will put people in it next time. So as you stand there, you see that. I suppose you're going to see most of it, really, aren't you?
What the hell?
They're not there because I haven't copied it across from the other map. But you see, I can put this in. Object token.
Oh, hello.
You see a large, serpentine, what looks sort of to your mind like a hydra, but more deformed, more. It doesn't have that sort of kind of sleek look. It looks more twisted and pale and emaciated in certain ways. You see lots of sort of human-like heads, smaller ones of the ones you've seen above the town itself, sort of waving around the people who are sort of digging it out. Every now and again, one of the heads grabs one of the people and devours it, or devours them.
We know how many heads?
You've got 5 heads. You've got 5 sort of kind of smaller heads coming out of its sort of main sort of trunk, sort of, coming out into this sort of into the ceiling are obviously these larger heads. This should probably be slightly bigger, to be honest, because it's obviously massive. But yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So you see these heads kind of shooting off through the caverns, but you've got these smaller heads sort of around it. I can maybe put it in the corner there so it's being dug out.
So there's people there trying to dig it out, and it's randomly eating them.
It is randomly eating the odd one or two as a snack.
Just going to slow it down getting out. Anyway, who am I to judge?
Being there, just it needs to. It has to feed. You can see sort of kind of blood trails from people it's sort of eaten.
It said the heart is its weak point.
Yeah. So basically,
I think that's what we've just found.
Where these heads are coming from is basically you're sort of kind of looking at these sort of secondary heads that are obviously there to protect its underbelly, effectively.
Run away!
Fireball!
And I'm going to roll to see if anybody sees you first. So I'm going to roll. Nope. No crits from the heads and surrounding people.
Yeah, crit in here somewhere.
No. Very lucky. Yeah, so nobody's seen you.
Should we leave it there then and do the fight next week? Yeah.
Yep. Okay, there you go. You finally find it.
Might be wishing we hadn't.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, next week I'll fire in extra people and stuff like that, and then you can decide how you're going to deal with it. What was I going to say? I may, I'll think about it next week, because I don't want to make it too easy like the last time we did it, where it was just fucking dead in a few seconds. I was like, fuck. Okay, so yeah, we'll leave it there. I'll
be
add
taking that damage roll as too much. That had like that's a one-off. That's basically everything applied. That'll happen once. So just saying that doesn't happen on every attack.
And yours is magical damage as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll put in all the extra peripheries for it for next week, and then you can decide if you're going to just have at it or if you're going to try something else. And yeah, that'll be it, I guess. Probably best just having at it, probably, but so yeah, okay, cool, awesome. Slowed down slightly by a mild mishap in the tunnels, but
I was trying to help.
well, you and Thomas, you know, the Laurel and Hardy of the
The necromancer and the paladin.
yeah, the necromancer and the paladin. You're like a sitcom. You got your own little sitcom together.
Who's the sidekick though?
Can we scoop the haze into the tank?
Think about it.
Wait, they're spore haze.
Yeah. Put that into the tank.
How about we come back to that next week? Yep.
Make a perfume with it.
Yep.
All right.
Have a think about it. Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks very much for those who've been watching. Much appreciated. And for tonight, I've been Matt Geary. With me has been Michael Estarval.
Hi, everyone.
Wes is Valishal Nostius.
Don't get trapped by a cannon.
Dave is Thomas Moonstar.
I'm not entirely sure this story has been entirely canon.
And Mark is Lance.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.